What's up, YouTube? Today I want to introduce to you guys this new equipment that I just bought. This equipment right here, in my use case, is being the ultimate back machine that you can have in your garage gym. Now, before I get started with the video, I want to say something, and I want you guys to remember that ego is the killer of all growth. Ego will kill your growth. Remember that. All right. So when I purchased this, or before I even purchased this, I watched a lot of videos on it, and there were a lot of positives, and then there were also some complaints. But one of the common things that I find with many of the videos is too many people ego lift. A lot of the issues that people have in regards to this equipment right here has more to do with ego lifting or just lack of a good experience with lifting. Now, I'm an IFBB Pro Men's Physique Bodybuilder, so I've been competing since 2014. I did my first show in 2014. I became a pro in 2018. So yeah, I have quite a bit of experience with bodybuilding. Even before I started competing in 2014, I had been lifting years. I have been training and lifting years before that. I'm about 18 years now into my lift, maybe even closer to 20, but at very least, I know I'm 18 years into lifting. But the reason I say that is because I see a lot of people just loading up too much weight on this, or even if it's not a lot of weight, they're doing it in a way that it just, I don't know how to explain it. But what I'm gonna say is that this equipment is very cheap for what it offers a home gym owner. I paid like 320 or something like that for this, and it was delivered relatively quickly. Today I want to show you guys all the various movements you can do with this single exercise right here. With this single equipment right here. And I want to show you guys how to solve a common problem that I see a lot of people having. Now, one of the things that I always find fascinating is that, so I'm a guy that I can rep 600 plus on deadlifts, but I see guys that cannot even lift anywhere near the same amount of weight that I can. They are back rowing a lot more weight than I am. They are doing single arm a lot more than I am. They are curling big weights, leg pressing a whole lot of weights. I squat over 600 and I do not leg press anywhere near the same amount of that these people are doing. A lot of that is ego lifting. When it comes to bodybuilding or just health in general, you need to prioritize their muscles. It's unless you're a power lifter, then you should not prioritize going as heavy. Even powerlifters do not go as heavy as they possibly can. I used to do strongman competition, and during the training it was strategic. It's not about ego lifting. Now this is 4 plates. There's a common problem that you can solve. First off is this part right here is actually height adjustable, so you can go down, you can go higher, but I like to have it somewhere around here, and then you tighten up by twisting it and you lay into it. So when you are on the machine, right, what you want to do is find your grip, but you notice that my heels are actually coming off the ground. Now alternatively, if the thing is not right for you, you could use something like this right here that elevates the heels. Right now, what you want to do though, if before putting that, is you want to put some non-stick something for grip, because once you put this on there, it's gonna slide easier. But without this, the feet is perfectly fine. So you can put some some stuff on the ground if you want to put this. Personally, I don't need it, so I'm not gonna use it. But so one of the most common complaints that I've seen is that people are saying that, oh, it's hard for them to reach it. Well, if it's hard for you to reach it, then lower it. But then people will say, if I lower it, then this part is hidden, right? Because you can't get a full stretch. Now that tells me you're doing it wrong. The proper way to do an equipment like this is you want to lean into it on your heels, or maybe even grab this right here. Okay, come up. See this right here? That is the proper way. My arms are full stretch. I'm not leaning back into it. I'm not also all the way up. I'm like there. If you're all the way up, then you're not gonna be able to get the proper range of motion. So it's about finding the balance right here and just roll. Now, just to show you that you really can load this machine, this here is 6 plates, probably more than is recommended, and it is a way that I will personally never do on equipment like this, because not because of the quality of equipment, but just because the movement itself, you do not want to ego lift. But I just want to show you that this equipment is capable. Seven plates, gang. I can't see how a person would not be able to get a full range of motion with this. And if you are on the taller side, now I'm only 5'9", so I am on the shorter side, but that is actually the average height, at least in America. If you're taller, then obviously you want to increase the height. Let me see, how far does it go up? Okay, so this would be the height for a taller person. Now I really can't reach, but if you're a taller person, then you can reach. Now, even if you do reach as a taller person and you find that, let's just okay, let's say you're a taller person and you need that full stretch, just lean up a bit more and just like that. Now, if you're a really tall person and you've had this at the tallest height that you possibly can, and you still find that it's not long enough, I mean, the height is not long enough for you, you can also use these foam pads again for it. So all you have to do is set it on its maximum height, then put this right here, and now you have this right here, and now that gives you a bit more distance to pull up if you have super long arms. And you have to keep in mind that, once again, this thing is just over $300. I mean, that is pretty cheap for what this thing offers. But once again, this thing is not an equipment meant for you to max out. It doesn't matter if you are in your garage gym, in a public gym, in a private gym. An equipment like this is not for maxing out. If you're feeling yourself and you want to show how strong you are, do some deadlifts. Let's see what you can really lift on a deadlift. Do some squats. Let's see how strong you are. Do some bench. Let's see how strong you are. When it comes to building muscles, you don't want to just be doing. That's not how to build muscles. That's just, you're just moving weights. And then you're also doing bicep curls. With this, pick the weight up, and then just like that. And then if you want to use the different grips as well, also do the same thing. Lean into it a bit, get the weights, and pull up. Okay, so now let me give you the con of this device right here. in my use case, as somebody who's very realistic and somebody who also knows the price of weightlifting equipment or gym equipment in general, there is just one thing that I can complain about, and that is with this right here. You would notice that when you're on the lighter weights, it doesn't move, but when you're on the heavy weights, just watch this bar right here. You see how it moves a bit? It moves a bit. That is a bit that is definitely a con. Now I think it will last because they have 3 points of attachment there, but that is definitely a con that you should know about. Everything else other than that, the other con that I can possibly say would be this part right here. It would have been nice if this had angle adjustment. So for example, sometimes you would want to be a bit more upright, and it would be nice if you get a full chest support instead of just right here. And then sometimes you want to be a bit more into it, and it would be nice to actually be able to tilt it back down. So this side and this adjustment could be something that they work on for maybe a version 2. I don't even know what version this one is. I just saw it on Instagram, and I went online and I bought one. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. But once again, remember, ego lifting is the killer of growth. This thing right here should not be hitting this. It will not hit, because when you are coming up like this, you get a full range of motion. If you now let me reduce the weight and just show you. If you are coming so far up that it's hidden, then you're doing it wrong. You know why? Because if you're coming so far up that it's hidden, it means that your body is going up like this. Your body needs to stay in a static position, and just at this point, that is it. Anything further, now you're working your traps and more of your rear delts. So this part right here should not be hitting this part. And when you also go down, you don't need to touch every time you go down. If you're doing this, then you're also ego lifting, because now you're engaging different body parts. And also when you do this part right here, don't keep your leg straight, because now you're gonna be doing hamstrings and glutes. Have a little bit of a tilt, and just like that. Almost everything you do in the gym, your chest should always be pushed out. I mean, there are some exercises that you would do where your chest is not pushing out, but for the most part, your chest should be pushed out, and use your lats. But anyway, train smart, and please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any question, put it in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.